So, time to talk a little bit about Hawk the Slayer. A fantastic movie. If you've ever seen it, you know what I mean. Uh, a film from 1980, and it is, yeah, it's a gem. We'll just say that. A little bit campy, but that kind of adds to the charm. So in it, you have the main hero, who is Hawk, and his evil brother, Voltan. No joke. Hawk and Voltan. Uh, and Voltan is played by Jack Palance. And if you know the actor, even back in the day, pretty old looking dude. I mean, you got this guy who looks like he's 60, and Hawk over here looks like he's in his 20s. So basically, what ends up happening is Voltan kills their father, and the father bestows upon Hawk the Mind Sword, I believe is what it's called. And this sword, when you place this stone in it, right? The end of the hilt of the sword has like this little hand, and you place the stone in the hand, and it closes around the stone and permanently stays there. And the person who placed the stone in the hand, the bottom of the hilt, is able to control the sword with his mind. So let's say Hawk's sword gets knocked away from him, he uses the power of telekinesis to bring the sword back to him. He uses the force, right? Pretty cool. A lot cooler than a tri-sword that's rocket propelled. I'll tell you that much right now. Voltan, of course, wants the power his brother has. He's pretty much always jealous of him, and is this big evil douche of a guy, right? Because his name is Voltan. Of course he is. You find out that prior to this, way back when, Hawk also once, in fact, when everything was going remotely well and they had a kingdom, or his father had a kingdom, that Hawk was to be wed to a beautiful young lass, right? Probably early 20s herself, kind of looked like a teenager. Madly in love. And of course, Voltan, wanting everything that his brother wants, also wants her, and becomes jealous and of his brother, and again, there's like this clear 40-year difference between him and his brother and this teenage girl, okay? That comes off as a little weird. And so, of course, things go horribly wrong as Voltan decides that if he can't have her, neither can Hawk, and he kills her. And Hawk ends up scarring the side of his face, taking his eye, I believe. Oh, no, wait. I believe it's the girl that takes his eye. God damn, it's been a while since I've seen this. You know, upon thinking about it. I I probably should have watched it prior to this review, but it's a rare one to find, honestly. Um, Probably see if I can't like order it from Barnes and Noble when I get a little bit of money for it. Uh, it's definitely a great movie, and I really wanted to talk about it a little bit today. To to, to basically just say brief summary that you can make a great fantasy movie without like a huge 4 million some odd budget that gets your film nowhere, like The Sword and the Sorcerer. You know? Like, you don't need any of that crap. Especially when your movie isn't going anywhere. You know, you've got this movie that is significantly more under budget and trumps a movie like The Sword and the Sorcerer in every way. So, Hawk and his brother, you know, have been apart for a while since the incident, and his brother comes back and kills the father, and Hawk gets the sword and vows revenge on him, and spends, I guess, forever seeking his brother out. His brother's got this like small army behind him. He's busy, doing bad guy shit, conquering stuff and everything. And he's got this like son, Voltan does, who's also out to impress him. Things go wrong with that, of course. Son dies. Can only guess how, right? There's kind of this back and forth thing between him and Hawk. And Voltan also serves a master who is this hooded figure. You never really figure out who it is. It's just this, like, weirdo in a hood, and he's clearly some sort of dark lord, of, like, the Stygian Abyss or something, or, like, the Netherworld or whatever, right? It's this dude in a hood, might not even be a guy or anything like that. It might just be like something horrid underneath the hood. You never get to find out, really. That's kind of the magic of it. But you do get to see his hand and his glowing fingernails whenever he does something mystical, right? He shoots these like little beams into Voltan's eyes so that Voltan's eye will, be numb to the pain that it's constantly in from when he was scarred there initially, right? And this dude is Voltan's master, and they're they're both evil pretty much, right? That's the main thing. The master and the 60-year-old apprentice or something. The guy who wields the magics and the guy who wields the steel for the guy who wields the magics, sort of deal. And so, anyways, Hawk goes around and he gathers warriors from across the land and different people to help him, and it's very D&D inspired, and I really like it for that. You got the giant and the rogue wielding the crossbow, who's got this like rapid shot crossbow, and he's like the trick shot guy and everything. And you've got the elf guy who's also really good with all that other stuff, and you got the dwarf, and then you've got a witch who I believe she's blind. Honestly, because I can't honestly remember, but I remember the witch was always wearing a sash with like an eyeball symbol over it, right? And it was kind of this thing where I guess it didn't really matter if she was blind or not. Like she used her magic to see, sort of deal was kind of the impression, you know. She, is kind of like the whole Sam Neill thing from Event Horizon, you know. Don't need eyes to see where we're going, you know. And that was really cool. The special effects when it came to the magic was probably a little bit campy, but you know what? It worked. It was good, you know. And whenever they're popping off their little light show and stuff with magic, by this point in the film, if you've already been invested into the adventure, you're just like, yeah, go Hawk and friends, you know. And that's what it is. It's an adventure movie. He gathers a party together and they go to thwart his evil brother Voltan, and it's fantastic. It's a great movie, and it definitely gets my praise. And you know, I'll tell you every time, go check it out. Without a doubt, check this movie out. Hawk the Slayer. It is fantastic. Till next time.